Mike Frankel, CageMinds.com. Joining me at this time, Daniel Straus, Bellator Featherweight top contender, Bellator 145. You get another crack at that title. How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm excited, man. I can't wait for this fight. I've been anticipating whipping this guy's ass for a while. So, I'm blessed to get back in there. It's blessed to be on the main card and the headlining fight. So, yeah, man, I'm just ready to get to it.
The event is called Vengeance. Did they personally ask you what they should name the event? It sounds like it fits right for you.
It does fit, man, and I'm out. I'm out to get it. It's definitely one of those cards that it's going to shape up really nicely. You got a couple other big names on it. Will Brooks, he's fighting Marcin Held. Chandler, he has a good fight. You got Lashley, he's about to fight a guy that he's fought before. So I think it all kind of matches up.
I know that you, Lashley, and Brooks are all under that American Top Team umbrella. Have you guys all been at the same gym for this camp?
Not the whole time, but me and Brooks are there the whole time. Lashley has came and left and came and left. He does do his thing elsewhere at other places, but he has been in the building. It's always a pleasure to see him, man. It's always nice to see him working and getting his time in. That guy's a really nice dude, really humble dude, and he's a beast.
So, what's that relationship like with you and Will Brooks? You guys are 10 pounds apart. That's really similar weight classes, fighting on the same time. What has that been, and how close are you guys?
Um, we're we're good. I mean, he's a good he's definitely a good teammate to have. Especially with him being a champ, and he's very motivating. He motivates not just me, but the rest of the team. A lot of the guys on the team takes charge, and some of the workouts and stuff, and you can see his motivation. But yeah, it's good to have him by my side, man. It's good to have another guy that's fighting for the same organization and has the same goals, same dreams that I have. Instead of just being that guy that's just in there and it's only you. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's cool to have him, especially us being two. Me a 45er, him a 55er. He walks around a lot bigger than I am. So dude's a big dude, but yeah, it's good to have him around.
The way you say big dude, did you look at him and think the first time, really, you fight at lightweight? You just
Yeah,
fight one
man.
weight class up from me?
Yeah, man. You guys see this guy's legs, man. This guy's legs is as big as my body, and I mean, Will Brooks is just a monster, and I see why he's as talented as he is. He works hard. He gets in the gym. He puts his time in, day out, and he deserves everything that's coming to him and has came to him.
Right now, for you, you've been stuck in this three-way dance, this triangle. You, Pat Kern, and Freire, you guys are linked together right now. So, what have you thought about these fights and how it's propelled you? And then one more to go now.
Um, uh, the fights have been exciting. Everyone can will say the same thing. Win, lose, or draw. All the fights have been exciting. From the Patricio and Pat Kern fights to mine and Pat Kern, and Patricio and my fights. They've all been exciting. Uh, the best part about it as well is that we're all coming to the end of it. We might all see each other again, but there's other contenders that are now stepping in the picture, and those contenders are just as dangerous as all three of us. So it's kind of opening that door in the 45 division again to other guys that are hammering down and becoming big names just as well as we have made our names in Bellator. So being at the top of the heap right now is it's definitely a delight. You got Welch is going to fight Cariani soon. I know that's going to be a big fight. I know Bubba Jenkins has a big fight coming up. The Gotti kid, he has a fight. I think lined up. I'm not sure, but he's another guy that's you got the what's his name? Man, I can't think of his name right now. But Justin, I think his name's Justin. But yeah, another guy that's out there just taking names right now. So it's like all these contenders are coming. It's not just me, and that's the thing that I like right now because it has to make me. It keeps me on my game. You know, it's not. This isn't just a three-way. You know, yeah, it's been a little three-way dance for a little bit, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. And you know, we always have to stay on our p's and q's.
Coming off of those late round losses in the last two, do you think it was those finishes that have kept you up there in this top contender role?
I do. I do. You know, I lost. I think that the thing that kept me in these top contenders as well is after winning the belt and having such a bad weight cut and having such an outstanding fight with Pat Curran and losing in 10 seconds. You know, that was horrible, but it was like, you know, he's definitely right there. Then coming back and knocking out Wilcox, that put me right in line with the Pitbull fight again. And then doing it the same thing, pretty much the same thing again, having an outstanding fight and taking it to a guy and then losing, you know, it's like, damn, he's right there. He just needs to turn the corner. So, you know, losing that fight and then fighting Henry Corrales and then showing that I can get back and just do what I have to do. You know, learning a little bit more, still being able to turn the corner, and you know, being in Bellator so long, you expect a guy to just start getting to his peak and then start going downhill. But for me, you know, I haven't even reached that peak yet. So, you know, I've had some minor steps, but it keeps me up there because I haven't even reached the top of the mountain yet. You know, I've had a world title, but I haven't reached the top of the mountain yet. So there's so much going on that you know, I have to be there. There's no way that I can't be there. You know what I mean? Like because I'm putting myself out there to be one of the best fighters, not just in the division, but in Bellator. Period.
Did you know after the Corrales win that another title shot was the next part of the path, or were you a little bit surprised even?
I was a little bit surprised. Well, I wasn't here. I'll put it this way: I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't expecting the title shot because for me, in my head, I had lost the same way twice in two title fights. I was thinking like, hey, they'll probably give me two fights before I get back to a title, two maybe three fights until I get back to the title, which is fine with me. I can always do my time. Um, but you know, after finishing Corrales, they asked me a couple weeks later. Yeah, about a couple weeks later, they wrote me and was like, "Hey, how do you feel about getting back in there with Pitbull?" And you know, everyone knows me. I'm a gamer. I'm not gonna turn down any fights, and I'm not gonna say no to nothing. And me wanting that belt and that title it was the main thing. So, you know, I was just excited to get back to it.
You fought him twice already. Did you see anything new out of Pitbull against Weichel?
Um, against Weichel, I didn't. You know, I seen the same thing I've been seeing from him. He's talented at what he does. You know, he's able to. He has power in his hands. He can move well. You know what I mean? You know, he took a little bit of beating at the end of that first round, and you know, he did exactly what a champ needed to do, like he did against me. He got on his horse. He, you know, got his head a little bit clear, and then did what he needed to do, finish the guy to get the win.
Changing topics on you real quick. This morning, you posted on Facebook. What was that thing you were on, and how much ridiculous balance do you have now?
It's called strong board. It's a strong board balance board, and it's not just for balance, but it's mainly used for you know the core balance, different things like that, and it helps me a lot. You know, there's a lot of times people say, well, it's not really mindful for fighting, but in my case, it is, especially when I'm a guy that dances around a lot. You know, I started using it a couple fights ago, and have continued to use it due to some of the guys I fought have been able to tag me, you know, and when they tag me, you're wobbly, and when you're wobbly, uh, you know, you have to be able to maintain a balance and be able to throw back or cover up or whatever. And if you go back to my Corrales fight, when we got in an exchange, there was one time where it cracked me, and I was hurt, you know, but you couldn't tell I was hurt because of my balance and the way I could answer. And so that's what that was. I was actually going to be posting another one here soon, another workout that I was doing on that, and I'll probably post a few more. I had a few people ask me about that, and they like it. So yeah, it's called a strong board balance, and if you guys ever get a chance, anybody out there get a chance, go look them up because it's a great product to have, and it's a great workout to have. Like I said, I use it for strength, stability, balance, and my core. So.
I was looking at that video thinking, I probably couldn't even get 1 foot on that without hurting myself badly.
Yeah, yeah, it's right. Actually, when I busted up my knee, um, it was one of the things that I used to help me get my knee back in shape. Getting it stronger and everything. So I've continued to use it because it does help.
So you told us about the balance board. What's some other new things you've been doing for this camp?
New, nothing really too much new. I took to doing a lot more jujitsu, not because of being choked out, but because I'm finding it more entertaining now. Um, so I haven't been doing like no gi, but I've been doing a lot of gi because I've actually fallen in love with it. So outside of that, nothing has really changed. I'm still working with my coaches. I'm still doing my thing that I've always been doing, and I'm just working hard, man.
I don't know if this is the case with you, but locally I was talking with a brown belt who started doing a class at a gym that had been primarily doing no gi stuff, and he introduced the gi, and then all these people are like, "Wow, I really like it." Was that the same thing you? It's they don't get into it, but once they get into it, everyone seems to have this smile and passion about it.
Yeah, man. I was introduced to the gi like 4 years ago, and I just hated it. I could not stand the gi. And that was probably one of my biggest problems coming out of Cincinnati. I didn't really want to put the time into jiu-jitsu. I had the right coaches. I just didn't, I just wasn't a jiu-jitsu guy, So coming down here, meeting some guys, they reintroduced the gi to me, and it was a little bit more fun. I took a couple years off of it, and then I decided I wanted to do something different, something that's gonna, keep the passion growing or whatever. So I tried to do it again, and then instantly, I don't know, for some reason, for me, it just started to click. Then, I started to work a little bit, harder at it, putting my time in. I was doing it like 5 days a week. I even got to compete a couple times, that which previously I hadn't done. So it's something I like to do.
And then from someone that wrestled, how much of that was like a throwback to you having to compete several times in one day?
Oh, it was so awesome, man. I'll tell you like this: it's day and night, but uh, it's definitely hard going back to those tournaments and then like realizing like how hard just these combat sports are. Um, where you might have 3 or 4 fights a day, but it's like those guys aren't pushovers. You know what I mean? It's like you imagine fighting the three toughest dudes that you can find around in one day. You know what I mean? And it's like fuck, So it's like it was good. It really put me in a good perspective.
2 weeks away. What do you have to do to regain the title?
Beat the shit out this guy, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Keep my head focused, listen to my coaches, don't give up on myself, and remember why I'm here. I'm here because I put myself here. I put myself in a position to win world titles, and that's what I need to do. A couple years ago, I had the chance to win a world title, and I went in there and I told myself I was going to win a world title, and I did that. And I need to do that again. I need to have that same mentality that I had when I fought Pat Curran for the second time. I need to go in and just let the fire burn, man. Everyone knows I'm a ferocious fighter. Everyone knows that I'm a talented fighter. Everyone knows that I can wrestle. I have hands. Everyone knows this, but it's about putting it together. So this time around, like I said, it's about keeping my head clear and getting the job done.
Daniel Straus, thank you for the time like always. Who do you need to shout out to? Who do you need to thank?
Thank you, man. I just want to thank, all my sponsors. I have a few of them: Affliction, Infinitude, Naughty Boy, Defense Soap, Vapor Shark, Virus. Black Rebel beer company. Strong like a strong board balance. They're one. And if I didn't say them, Virus has been a huge sponsor of mine. So I can't thank those guys enough. Um, and my teammates, all my teammates and coaches, everyone that's been backing me and supporting me and pushing me through this camp. Uh, oh, and Southside Barbell, I have to give a special thank you to them because they started working with me and they've elevated my game to the max, and I couldn't appreciate it more. Oh, and one last thing, got a book out, man. There's a book called Beast that's out right now. Anybody that hears this, please go pick up that book and support my man Murillo. It's a book that this writer, he's been following me and some teammates around for a few years, and it's about the ups and downs of being a fighter. You know, the dream, the life, where we came from, how we started to present. So if you ever want to look into my mind and how I work and how a lot of us fighters work, go pick up that book, Beast. You can find it at any bookstore, Barnes and Nobles. It's also on ebooks. You can go on Amazon, wherever. So check that out.
Daniel Straus, Bellator 145, November 6th. He looks for his vengeance and to regain his world title. Thank you for the time.
Let's get it. All right, thanks, man.